1. Introduction. My name is Mindy. I am 26 years old. I work as an assistant in a big company. The company is in the city. My boss's name is Mitch. He is a tall man. He is handsome. He is also very serious. He almost never smiles at work. He walks very fast. He talks very little. He always looks busy. For a long time, I thought he was cold. I also thought he was rude. But I had a secret. I liked him. I liked him secretly. I never told anyone about this secret. One Friday evening, something changed. It was a big surprise. Mitch called me into his office. This was just before I was going to go home. His blue eyes looked different that day. They looked softer. There was a small smile on his face. He asked me a question. He said, "Do you want to have dinner with me tonight?" I was very surprised to hear this. He had never asked me anything like that before. I did not know what to say at first. My heart beat fast. I said yes. Later, at dinner, Mitch was a completely different person. He was not like the man I saw at work every day. At work, he was serious and quiet, but at dinner, he was funny. He was kind. He talked a lot. He told many jokes. He asked me questions about my life. He even laughed. His laugh was nice. I felt very happy sitting with him. I felt warm inside. He drank some wine, so he was a little tipsy, but he was very gentle with me. After dinner, he took me home. When we arrived at my door, he kissed me. My heart started to beat very fast again. I knew in my mind that it might be wrong. He was my boss, but I did not stop him. I wanted him to kiss me. That night, we spent time together. It felt special. I thought this was the start of something beautiful. I hoped for a good future with him. I felt very happy and excited about what would happen next. This evening was a big change in my life. I went to sleep feeling very hopeful. The next morning, the sun was bright through the window when I opened my eyes. I felt warm for a moment, remembering the night. Then I looked next to me. Mitch was awake. He was sitting up, looking away from me. His face was not happy. It was cold and serious, like he was at work. My good feelings quickly disappeared. I tried to smile at him. "Good morning," I said softly. My voice was a little shy. He did not smile back. He did not even look at me. His blue eyes seemed distant. He looked at the wall, then at the floor. He took a deep breath. Then he spoke. His voice was low and very cold. "This was a mistake, Mindy," he said, just 3 words. They hit me hard. My heart felt like it stopped beating. A mistake? How could he say that after everything? I felt a sudden pain in my chest. I wanted to ask him why. I wanted to tell him it was not a mistake for me, but I could not speak. My throat felt tight. He stood up and started to get dressed. He did not look at me again. "We need to forget this," he continued. "At work, act like nothing happened. This must be our secret." He finished getting ready quickly. He did not say goodbye. He just left the room. I lay in the bed alone. Tears came to my eyes. My happy dream from last night was gone. It was replaced by a heavy, sad feeling. I felt foolish. I felt like I had made a big error. I got out of bed slowly. Before going to work, I cried in the bathroom for a long time. I washed my face, trying to hide the redness. When I arrived at the office, I walked straight to my desk. I tried to look normal, but it was hard. My boss, Mitch, was already there. He walked past my desk many times. He spoke to other people. But he did not speak to me. He did not even look in my direction. It was like I was invisible. This made me feel even worse. I felt ashamed. In the afternoon, there was a meeting. I had prepared a report. It was a long report, and I had worked hard on it. But I made a small mistake. One number was wrong. Mitch saw it. He stopped the meeting. He looked at me with angry eyes. "Mindy," he said loudly. His voice was sharp. "This report is wrong. How could you make such a simple error?" Everyone in the room turned to look at me. I felt my face turn red. My hands shook a little. I wanted to disappear. I wanted the floor to open and swallow me. He continued to speak about the mistake, making it sound very big. I felt so small. My heart was broken. The kind, charming man from last night was gone. This was the cold, cruel boss again. I felt stupid for believing him. I felt foolish for thinking we had something special. The day ended, but the pain stayed with me. 3. He is sorry. A few days passed after the difficult morning. I tried to focus on my work, but my mind often went back to Mitch. I felt sad and confused. Then he called me to his office again. My heart beat fast. I wondered what he would say this time. When I walked in, his eyes looked soft. His face was not angry or distant. He looked at me. His voice was quiet. "I am sorry," he said. "I was very stressed those days. I did not mean to hurt you." He looked truly regretful. He said he had made a mistake and he felt bad about it. I wanted to stay angry with him. I remembered how cold he had been. I remembered the public humiliation. But when I looked at his eyes, I saw something different. I still had feelings for him. It was hard to ignore them. I remembered the kind, funny man from our first dinner. I wanted that man back, so I decided to forgive him. I told him that I understood and it was okay. He smiled then. It was a warm, gentle smile like the one I had seen before. He asked me if I wanted to have dinner with him again that night. My heart felt a little lighter. I thought about it for a moment. Part of me was scared, but another part wanted to believe him. I wanted to give him another chance. I said yes. That evening, we met again. Mitch was wonderful. He was the same funny and gentle man I first knew. He talked about his day and listened to me. He made me laugh many times. He told me that I was special to him. His words made me feel happy and important. All the hurt from a few days ago started to fade away. I felt warm and safe with him. After dinner, he took me home. We spent another night together, just like the first time. He was kind and caring. In the morning, he did not act cold. He seemed happy to be with me. I looked at him and decided to believe him. I chose to trust his words. I hoped this time things would be different. I hoped this was the start of something good and real for us. I wanted to believe he was truly sorry. 4. It happens again and again. The next morning, Mitch was cold again. His face was hard. He did not look at me directly. He did not say much. It was like the first time we woke up together. My heart felt heavy. He acted as if our night meant nothing important. He told me to hurry to work, using his usual bossy tone. This became a regular pattern. It was like a strange game that never stopped. One evening, he was charming and gentle. He would talk for hours, asking about my day, listening carefully to my answers. He would hold my hand and look into my eyes. We would laugh together. He made me feel like the most important person in the world. He promised things without saying them. But then, the next morning, he would change completely. He would become distant and quiet. He would not smile or make eye contact. He would act as if I was just his assistant, nothing more. Sometimes he would even be rude, just like he was before he asked me to dinner for the first time. My emotions were like a fast roller coaster ride. One day I felt happy and deeply loved. I thought, this time it will truly be different. He really cares for me. The next day, I felt confused and very sad. I wondered what I did wrong. I started to feel very tired all the time. This constant up and down feeling was hard on my mind and body. It made me question everything about myself and him. I did not know which Mitch was real. Was it the kind man who held me close and spoke softly, or the cold boss who ignored me at the office? This difficult cycle started to affect my life a lot. At work, I made more mistakes than before. My mind was not clear. I could not focus on my tasks or remember small details. I was always thinking about Mitch, worrying about what he would say or do next. My confidence slowly disappeared. I used to be good at my job, but now I felt unsure and often nervous. My colleagues sometimes looked at me. I felt their eyes on me. I felt like they knew something was wrong, even if they did not know exactly what it was. I felt small and not important. I felt like I was losing myself completely. I wanted to stop this painful cycle. I told myself many times, this is not good for you. You need to leave this situation. But then Mitch would send a text message. He would say, I miss you. Or he would call and ask to meet again. And when I saw him, he would be kind again. He would apologize for being difficult, saying he was stressed from work. He would make me believe him with his gentle words and soft eyes. He would make me hope for a real future. So I always went back to him. I felt completely trapped. It was a circle that never ended. It happened again and again. 5, our secret. Weeks passed quickly. Our secret meetings continued, usually after work or on weekends. It was very hard for me to act normal at the office every day. I tried my best to hide how I felt, but inside, my emotions were a big, confusing mess. I often felt happy one moment and very sad the next. This made it difficult to focus on my work. One afternoon, I was making coffee in the office kitchen. 2 coworkers, Sarah and Tom, were standing near me. They were talking very quietly, but I could hear some words. I heard Sarah say, "Do you think Mindy and Mitch are?" She did not finish her sentence, but I knew exactly what she was thinking. My heart started to beat very fast and hard in my chest. I quickly walked away, pretending I did not hear anything they said. This made me feel very nervous and scared. I felt like everyone in the office was starting to watch me, and maybe they knew our secret. Soon after, Mitch also heard the whispers and rumors. He was extremely angry when he found out. He called me into his office that same day. His face was red and tight with anger. "People are talking about us," he said loudly, his voice sharp. "If they find out about our secret, I could lose everything important to me. My job, my good reputation here at the company, everything." He paused and looked at me with a hard stare. "This is your fault, Mindy. You must be much more careful. You need to stop making it so obvious." I felt a cold shiver go through my body. I quickly told him, "I did not tell anyone, Mitch. I am always careful." But he did not believe my words. He just looked away from me. He made me feel like I was the only problem in this situation. I wanted to explain how hard it was for me too, but he did not listen to anything I said. He was only thinking about himself and his own career. He did not seem to care how I felt. After that difficult talk, I felt very small and unimportant. I went home feeling incredibly sad and confused. That night, I could not stop thinking about his angry words and the blame he put on me. I cried for a very long time before I finally fell asleep. The secret felt like a very heavy weight on my heart. Every single day at work felt like a difficult test. I had to smile and act professional, but inside, I felt like I was slowly breaking apart. The fear of people knowing, combined with Mitch's anger, made everything much worse. I wished things were different. I wished we did not have this secret at all. It was a huge burden, and it was slowly taking away all my peace and happiness. I knew I could not continue living like this forever, but at that moment, I did not know how to stop. The thought of losing him, even with all the pain he caused, was still very scary to me. So the secret continued, and so did my deep sadness. It felt like an endless cycle. 6, I say no. One evening, after another argument, I felt a new strength inside me. I looked at Mitch. His face was angry, but I was not scared anymore. I was tired. My heart was tired of the same old story. It was always the same. He would be kind, then cruel. Then he would apologize and I would forgive him. This cycle had to stop. "I can't do this anymore, Mitch," I told him. My voice was quiet but firm. "You hurt me. Then you say you are sorry. You promise things will change. But they never do. This cycle never stops. I can't keep living like this." Mitch's angry face changed. He looked sad for a moment. He stepped closer to me. He reached for my hand. "Please, Mindy," he said, "don't leave me. I love you." His words used to make my heart beat fast. They used to make me believe him again, but not this time. This time, his words felt empty. They were just sounds. They had no real meaning. I looked into his eyes. I saw no true love there, only fear. Fear of being alone or fear of losing control. I was not sure which one. I pulled my hand away from his. "No, Mitch," I said again, a little louder this time. "This is my big mistake. Our whole relationship, our secret, everything. It was a mistake." He tried to say more to stop me. He called my name, but I didn't listen. I turned and walked away from him. I walked out of the room, out of his life. I did not look back. I felt a strange mix of sadness and relief. It was over. Finally. I went home. I felt very tired. I closed my eyes, but I could not sleep well. My mind kept replaying everything. I thought about the first dinner, his kind words, his charm. Then I remembered the cold mornings, the harsh words, the public shaming. It was a roller coaster of emotions. I knew I had made the right choice, but it was still hard. The next day I went to work. The office felt different. I felt different. I tried to act normal, but my heart was heavy. Mitch was there. He walked past my desk many times. He did not look at me once. His face was a mask. He acted like I was not even there. It was like all those cold mornings after we had been together. But this time, it was permanent. At the end of the day, I was ready to go home. I opened my work email one last time. There was a new message. It was from HR. My hands shook as I opened it. The email was short and formal. It said that my position was no longer needed. I was fired. I read the words again and again. Fired, after everything. After all the secret nights, the tears, the pain. After I finally found the strength to leave him. Now I had lost my job too. It felt like a punch to my stomach. My eyes filled with tears. I quickly packed my small box of things. I left the office for the last time. It was not just an end to a bad relationship. It was an end to my job, my daily life. It was a complete ending. I felt completely broken. 7, everyone knows. After I was fired, I felt very bad. I was sad, but I was also very angry. I thought about everything that had happened. Mitch had hurt me many times. He had lied to me. He had used me. And now I had no job. It was not fair. I did not deserve this. I had loved him. I had trusted him. He had taken everything from me. I felt broken inside, but a new anger grew in my heart. I needed to talk to someone. I called one of my friends from work. Her name was Sarah. She was a good listener, and I knew I could trust her. I told her everything. I told her about Mitch, about our secret meetings, about his bad behavior, and about losing my job. Sarah listened carefully. She was shocked and said she was very sorry for me. Over the next few days, I heard that the story was everywhere. My friend Sarah did not mean to tell everyone, but the news about Mitch and me moved very fast. People in the company talked about it. They whispered in the hallways. They talked near the coffee machine. Soon, everyone knew what had happened between us and why I was no longer working there. Mitch always had a perfect image. He was known as the serious, successful boss. But now, that image was broken. People started to look at him in a new way. They did not see him as perfect anymore. They saw him as a man who had hurt someone. They saw him as a man who had fired an innocent person for his own reasons. Some people felt sorry for me. Some people were angry with Mitch. He could not hide from it. He stopped walking fast. He stopped looking busy. He started to avoid people. He stayed in his office a lot. When I saw him, his face looked tired. It looked pale. For the first time, I saw shame in his eyes. He looked lost. One night, my phone rang. It was Mitch. I knew it was him. I answered. His voice was angry. "Why did you tell them?" he asked me. He sounded like he did not understand. He sounded like I was wrong for telling the truth. I took a deep breath. I felt strong. "You took everything from me," I told him. "My job, my trust, my happiness. Now you know how it feels." I did not wait for his answer. I hung up the phone. I felt a little scared, but mostly I felt strong. It was the first time I felt like I had some power back. 8. My new start. Many months went by. Time helped me to heal. I moved to a different city. It was a new place for me to live and work. I found a new job there. My new boss was very kind and always spoke to me with respect. This was very different from my old job. I felt safe in my new office. The people there were friendly. I started to feel comfortable again, little by little. Slowly, I began to heal inside. The sadness that stayed with me for so long started to go away. I started to smile more often. Sometimes, I even laughed out loud. I went for walks in the park near my new apartment. I read many books. I cooked new food in my kitchen. These small things made me happy again. I felt like myself again, day by day. My heart felt lighter each day. The heavy feeling that was inside me finally left. Sometimes I still thought about Mitch. The memories came back, both the good times and the bad. But now I saw things clearly. I understood his actions better. He did not love me. He wanted to control me. He liked to have power over others. That was why he was kind one day and cruel the next. He wanted me to always come back to him. He wanted to feel important and strong. This was a hard truth for me to accept, but it was important for me to see it. His words of love were not true. They were just words to keep me close to him. This was a difficult lesson for me to learn. It hurt me very deeply for a long time, but now I was stronger. I learned to trust myself again. I learned what real respect felt like in a relationship. I learned that true love must have respect. Without respect, it is not real love. I finally felt at peace. The anger was gone from my heart. The hurt was much less. I was ready for my future to begin. One evening, I stood by my window. I looked at the bright lights of my new city below. The view was beautiful and full of light. I felt hope in my heart for the first time in a long time. I whispered to myself, "Never again will I let someone hurt me like that." I promised myself to be strong. I promised to choose happiness every day. That night, I slept very well. It was a deep, peaceful sleep. I knew my life was starting again. This was my new beginning. My big mistake taught me a big lesson. I was ready for good things to happen.